many methods, but one method from Dzogchen. So therefore, there's the two levels. You can rest the mind. Also, you can disturb the mind. Better not arrest the mind sometimes because it's good to do something. So in that case, you can do something very positive things. You can practice generous. You can help the people, charity. Also help to the community, health and educations, old age homes, these sort of things. A lot of things you can help. And also, charity, obviously, wherever you can. So these are very good, good actions that can bring your health and wealth can bring continually better and stable for you, isn't it? But it's interesting. Some of my students from Europe, from Germany, they are more like psychologists. So they're working with some people in the public, and they're introducing certain method from Dzogchen, and we talk about method from the Dzogchen, talk about the ego, introduction of the ego. So they're very much interested, but when they introduce within this structure of those psychologists and the dealing with the patients, they're very happy to learn, but they are very nervous to practice because they are worried about they are losing the base. So their base is ego base. So ego is actually illusion base. So actually, I told them, actually losing the ego is actually better. It's not a loser. We are a winner. So then you got the freedom. You got the really great freedom, the real peace. It's after you losing the ego base. For the moment, we are all based on the ego, educations and everything we learn. Yes, we need the ego definitely for survival, these sort of things. But that's the confusion base. We're all confused by this base. So that's why we try to pull all this believing, time, past, future, stress, depression, everything comes from this base on the ego. So then we are not let go, we are holding back, isn't it? So that's why I think a lot of people are afraid to let go. But I said it's very important to let go. It's very good for you. It's good for you. So those doctors and those practitioners, they exercise with the people, but people are a little bit nervous, I can see. That's quite usual, I understand. But anyway, that's nothing wrong. But I think it's important to realize, to recognize this is also opportunity to see the different base, So you can see the new base. Say, okay, in this base, what I can learn, what I can experience. How I can have a new kind of experience based on that. So in that case, it's important to let come, let go. So it means any thought come in your mind, not to follow, not to chase them, not to worry, just let them come. Sometimes the Buddhism also saying, not to follow, block them. It's not good not to block them. And the Dzogchen will never say block them, let come. Let come. But not to follow, let go. So it means we are not following them, we are not inviting them. So it's any thought comes, let come and let go. So this is very important. Let come, let go. So it means bad thought comes, let come, let go. Good thought comes, let come, let go. But sometimes good thought comes, we make so I want to hold it. So bad thought comes, I want to let go. That's unfair also. You have to be everything equal, So that is very important. So anyway, all the thought is based on illusion anyway. Nothing is truth. So that's why we call it relative truth. So absolute truth is just you have to rest the mind. There's no thoughts. It's clear. It's like no cloud in the sky. It's a blue sky. It's excellent. No thought in the mind is excellent. It's totally peaceful. For the moment, we have so much thoughts in the mind. Sometimes like we're taking shower of thoughts. The past and the futures, the worries, and so much tensions. So that's all comes. But anyway, we can't manage. This is a part of our life. But we don't make a stress from that. Just kind of let come, let go, so you can relax also. So maybe, I'm in the relationship, business, families, health, business. We always have a lot of stress, isn't it? But anyway, the stress is not so good, not good for health, not good for anybody. But sometimes stress comes by itself. But it's important to let go, not to hold those stress. So sometimes we have a certain hope, you like to achieve that, but maybe not possible. So maybe you let go. So maybe you can achieve better than that, you know. So sometimes 30 years we wish something, one path you follow, but after 30 years, this path is the wrong path, you have another path. But you work so hard 30 years. So anyway, this has happened sometimes. In that case, I think it's important we need to be more skillful, and relatively we need more wisdom. We call two types of wisdom, relative wisdom and absolute wisdoms. So relative wisdom to understand the samsaric structure, and then we are not confuse each other. And then we can remain in this chaos world very peacefully, having the relative wisdoms. And then, of course, absolute wisdoms, ultimate wisdom, then this is excellent. So there's no headache and no maintenance. You can have a peace without any stress and no work. You can remain completely peaceful. So therefore, what I suggest you, learn how to rest the mind. So, but you cannot rest the mind intellectually, impossible. So therefore, in the simple stage of method, step 1, we call rest the body. Then we call rest energy. Yeah. So rest the body means you rest the body, not moving, very stable, like a Mount Everest. Very stable and grounded. Very stable. And any focus changes, the mountain stays very stable. Anything happening within your area, you don't get any influence or anything changes. Very stable, grounded. So that is postures. Usually many meditation postures are like closed lotus postures, blah blah blah. Here you don't need a lotus posture. You sit like what you are. Just sit like this on a chair. But it's important you rest your hands on the knee. You never hands together. You never, apart. The hands separate, because the hands are touched together, increase the thoughts, increase the stress. Hands apart, decrease the thoughts. That's the very simple method. So then you can rest on a knee comfortably. And then physically comfortable, naturally comfortable as possible, that is meditation posture. Straight, comfortable, sit like that. And then it's important that's called rest the body. But you open eyes, not close, open eyes. And straight, look straight and just not to focus, just leave it. Any pictures and comes, let come, let go. Don't follow. And then sometimes many sounds you can hear, let come, let go. Many thoughts come in mind also, let come, let go. But at the same time, rest energy, you're breathing. So when you breathe in, usually you breathe from the nostrils, from Dzogchen. You don't breathe from the nostrils, you breathe from the mouth. Breathing from the mouth is a very special method. When you breathe the nostrils, increase the thought. Yeah? Increase the stress, because of brain channel. So you breathe from the mouth, decrease the thoughts by itself. So they're simple, but it's very powerful. So you breathe from the mouth, not from the nostril. But you breathe very slow and very gentle, breathe in, breathe out. And sometimes you have a long kind of stress and you're very tired, you deep breathe and you breathe out. All the stress you can bring it out. So no more stress in your mind. And the energy is very clear. But sometimes you breathe in and out, you can focus the mind breathing back from the mouth, but you can open mouth small, not too much, otherwise the flies can enter, so you get trouble. So, but you don't need to be just naturally breathing. And so when you breathe in, we call life. When you breathe out, we call death. So both is illusions, both is confused. Life is confused, death is confused. That's why we are confused, because we make the biggest mistake. We have to die Why? Because we are born. We're never born, we never die. That's interdependence, science of Buddhism. So in that moment, breathing is life, breathe out is death. Yeah? But the perfect moment when you breathe in, you breathe slowly. Okay, breathe slow. Slow breathing is a long life, and a short breath is a short life. So when you breathe slow, you can live longer, and breathe short breath and a short life. It's just as a breathing. It's so much power just as a breathing. But when you breathe in and breathe out, and then sometimes breathe out, before you breathe in, you hold the breath. You hold the breath. Few seconds, not long, few seconds. So when you hold the breath, so that is we call the perfect moment. So the moment of that resting the energy, rest the body, rest energy, then naturally your mind gets rest. No choice. You don't need to investigating or analyzing, am I resting the mind? You don't need to do. The moment of that, you're resting the mind. Because that gap is excellent gap, ultimate. But that we can't remain too long because of again we need to breathe, otherwise we're part of this relative, isn't it? So you must not forget to breathe in after a few seconds, because we're human beings. So we need to breathe in, we need the air in the lung. So that's what we create our own mind, it's all believing. Anyway, so that is the gap, the breathe in, breathe out. Before you breathe in, hold the breath, few seconds. That is excellent moment of gap. So this is that moment you can get very incredible clarity. You feel very grounded. You can get incredible peace in the moment. So that you can remain practice more and more. That will be very helpful for you. That's nothing to do with the religious. It's nothing to believe something. It's just that's the way it is. It's the science of your mind, the science of relative, science of absolute. How it works, isn't it? Anyone can do it. So this does not belong to any religious or school. It's just we talk about the nature of how it is. So anyway, so what you can do, you can breathing exercise from mouth and hold the breath, and you can do few times a day. I think you have a nice beach, isn't it? Australia has a lot of nice. You've got a huge land, but you have a small population. I think you have a less stress look like. Like India, we have so many people, I think so many distractions. If you have a less distraction, you have a small population. That's why I think it's also good to kind of having, you can do this exercise, nice view in front of the ocean, and also go through a little bit nice view. And you can do this meditation. So that is we call meditation. But usually meditation we have to do a lot. Here almost do nothing, isn't it? Do nothing is meditation. So that's why I think it's interesting. Dzogchen is very practical and very suitable, very like everyday life, family, children, business. Everyone can exercise, And then you can adapt those methods in everyday. When you're cooking, you can rest the cook. When you're dealing with your children are crying, screaming, you rest the mind, it's fine. Your husband is yelling, you listen, rest the mind. Your wife is kind of yelling, you can rest the mind. It doesn't bother, because this is part of sound. The sound is illusion, anyway. Doesn't matter. Bad sound is illusion, good sound is illusion too. But sometimes your partner is a little bit grumpy, but you have to be patient. That could be good balance, isn't it? And then you become a little grumpy, other will be patient. That will be good balance. But if you're looking for someone to be perfect, you don't see this. We're never born as perfect. We never become perfect. But there's only one perfect is there. That is because when you rest the mind, that's the perfect part. So in that case, sometimes we always say, sometimes we believe in always someone to make you happy. That's not true. Who can make you happy? You can make you happy. The only thing, the best thing you can do it. So by learning to recognizing, realizing the different stage of relative and absolute. So therefore, the teaching from Buddha, Four Noble Truth he taught, based on the first teaching of, suffering, the truth of suffering, to recognizing suffering. And this is very important. So, and then second one is cause of suffering. Of course, cause of suffering, there's two things. One is the cause of suffering, relative cause of suffering, yes, karma. But absolutely, what is the cause of suffering? It's the destruction of mind. Mind gets confused. So there's one great quote from the Losewangpo, the great master Dzogchen, founder of Jigme, said, actually, when we eat apple, so we are not eating the apple, illusion apple. So, but we are satisfied because we believe in that is apple. So that is the example of what we're trying to say. When you rest the mind, you can see, and everything can rest, and you can see then the ultimate truth, the real picture you can see, the real view you can get it. So therefore, it's important. But there's a different wisdom. For example, there are different light: sunlight, moonlight, candlelight, isn't it? But there's some wisdoms like a sunlight, Dzogchen like a sunlight. It covers all. There's no dark side. But moonlight can cover some, not everywhere. The candlelight can cover some part. But every wisdom, they got a different power to cover, to see, have a view, to round darkness. And also, even the candle, that's what we call shamatha. The shamatha is very important, also like a candle. But the flame of candle is by wind, it's shaking or moving, then you don't see the round of the candle because it's disturbed. So there's no wind, there's no disturbing, the candle lamp is stable, so then you can see round very clear. The same thing. That's one wisdom example we're giving you. The same thing, that's your mind. If your mind is a little bit shaky, going past in the future, you get distracted. So if your mind is stable, calm, you can see round much better. So the moment of your resting the mind, you can get the clarity, you can make a good decision, you can have a wonderful holidays. Sometimes we go to a holiday, but it becomes a hell, isn't it? Because of everyone yelling and screaming and say you spent $3,000. What is this? Having a fun or what? Okay, so then you can spend the 3,000 or 4,000, whatever you spend, having a wonderful place, maybe Queensland, isn't it? You go to north, Europeans go to south, isn't it? Funny weather, you go to North Pole, South Pole. Anyway, so you can enjoy the fun if you how to adapt your mind, within this, understanding, recognizing, realizing, and then you can achieve, the business, the family, holidays, fun. You can make a more value. You can enjoy more. That's why not do that? When I look at the Europe, people are 3 months holidays. I can say, oh, this is so much luggage on the top, and they dump everything behind, and the kids are crying. Yeah, all this, you can see it's like a chaos, And then I say, is this holiday? Yes. This is what we call holiday. But anyway, it is holiday, but it is quite chaos. But this is chaos can become also more fun, isn't it? Is all the parents, all the adults can a little bit rest the mind, and then become not big issues. But there is a problem, yes, but you can remain the problem. Within the problem, you can remain more peace. So you don't make a big deal of that. Yes, you got the kids will cry, yes, isn't it? You got the dog will bark. So you have no choice. So if this has happened, but anyway, so you accept. So if you're accepting, it's quite something. So therefore you can enjoy holidays more better, and every day is a holiday actually, your life is a holiday. And I think from that point of view, and then you can see your value of your life is a more great value. You are not just become a kind of stressful one human being. You become a solution for everybody. You become a benefit for many community, society, family, friends. You're always a solution. You're always benefit. You're always example. So that is the purpose of our life, isn't it? Of course, you got all the great potential. You got a great education, great structures. You guys are very lucky, like Australian systems. You got everything, good structure, government, good systems. Like Asia, nothing. we base on a very, almost like a zero. But we accept it, and we are all happy. So when I come to Australia, not so bad. Compared to Europe, Aussies people are more smiling, but still you got the stress. You know what I mean? But if you compare to Asia, you must be more smiling than the Asians, because you got more than what you getted, what we got. So therefore, I think you must realize what opportunities you have. So, but now I think it's important to enjoy. You must enjoy your life. Enjoy the way of living. This is very important. So life is short. We create. Mind create. It's illusion anyway. But within that, we can enjoy. So how you can enjoy? Rest. Everyday rest. That's very good. You rest mind, drive is very good driving. You never get accident. You rest the mind, you cook, you never burn the food. Yeah? You rest the mind, you walk, you never fall down. So you rest the mind, you talk to people, you can explain properly. You rest the mind, you listen, you can hear everything. But sometimes we communicate, we never rest. And then what happened? Sometimes you never listen to the person, you listen to your own mind. The half of the answers, half of the message you made to yourself, but you never listen to the person because you are not resting the mind. So you're guessing, you're assuming a lot. Isn't it? Therefore, it's important when you rest the mind, you can hear better, you have a less error to communication. So you rest the mind to listen, you rest the mind to talk to people, and then you can enjoy more. So that is one simple method for you. For tonight, you can take it as a what do we call toolbox. Yeah, small tools. So you can use when you need. I think Aussie like tools, isn't it? You like big thing by yourself, buying from Bunnings. So this is another Bunning tool for you. Fix your windows and kitchens and your cars, whatever you do, buildings, gardens, whatever. So it's quite practical tools. Yeah? All right, I think I won't keep too long, so maybe I'll stop here. And I'd like to say thank you very much for inviting me to where we are. Melbourne, isn't it? I just finished the Europe 4-month tour, so I'm just a little bit tired. I just arrived 2 days ago, a little bit jet lagged. So my timetable is moving a little bit. So thank you for inviting me here and organizing by Champagne, Champagne, Australia, and also city coordinator Alex from Melbourne, core team, and including all the Champagne Australia members and Sanghas, everyone. And thank you very much. You've done a great job. And also I'd like to inform you, so we are doing Australian tour started from today. So we are doing day after tomorrow, I'm doing this here program of empowerment, long life initiation by Dzogchen village. People like to live long. You can do this long life, you can live longer. Try to avoid all these obstacles for death, all this accident death, sudden death, all these things. That's the reason we do this long life from the lineage. And then we have afternoon teachings, more deeper introducing of this lineage. And then after that, we have a few seminars on different states. I think Adelaide and Alice Springs, and also Queensland, and then Sydney, and back to also Victoria. Also we have also some 5 days seminars, and 7 days in Victoria we have all Australian together, somewhere, I don't know, somewhere in Victoria. We are doing this different opportunities. We're giving people you guys can learn more deeper in this lineage. This opportunity is there. And we are doing also in India in December, January every year, 10 days to monastery retreat. So we're giving the different opportunity to philosophy, meditation, ritual, and you can learn more deeper and deeper, stage by stage. Also, lots of Aussie Sanghas also trained by me, maybe over 10 years and 14 years. And they are also somewhere very good level of philosophy, meditation, ritual levels. And progress is very good. And you can, all of this, any seminars, any retreat, welcome to join, but this system is there. And also we have a local Sangha study and practice, a group from the, I think Geelong groups, Melbourne groups, Sydney, Queensland, that is a group they study. Weekly we are sending them study programs, practice programs we have. So these are opportunities you have, you can learn. So these are just general information for you. So if you want to learn deeper, welcome. So you don't need to worry or panic. You can learn a lot. You can it's like a restaurant. You can come and eat, and then you like it, you can continue. If you're not liking it, you can change it, isn't it? So that is, you can learn. You can get the flavor of the taste of the food. That's the same thing you can get yourself, and you can make a decision from that. You know. Anyway, these are the opportunity for you. And then we're doing like a 90 days retreat, 3 years retreat meditation course. And if you want to do longer, we can not be in forever. It's possible also. But that's also options we have. But not for you for the moment. Slowly. Anyway, thank you very much. Also, list of the people need to thank. Please read them in. Thank you.
Thank you, Rim. And so we have some people just to thank who helped to organise tonight, all the preparatory work and all the